Welcome, everybody. We're at session 6. We'll be doing a review of today's FinVid. I'll share the screen now. See what we're looking at, where we last left off. We're looking at Polaris to start today. What is Polaris? It's a recreational vehicle manufacturer. Symbol is PII. They do all different types of recreational vehicles for the adult kid in you and for your children as well. And let's go to their website to check that out more. So they do on-road, off-road, snow, and marine, even commercial and government equipment. So well-diverse and really nice vehicles that they have to offer. Even motorcycles. Slingshot, I'm most familiar with here in Arizona. They have these around winter, and they decorate them with Christmas decorations, and they look really nice on the streets. Okay, so that's the company in a nutshell, and we'll go ahead and we'll look at the numbers. I like to use big charts. It helps knowing what these brands are and seeing them out on the road and seeing what they're about. Always helps understand their brand. They offer a yield of 2.81. Their PE is low at 9, and we're catching them at the lower end of the spectrum. The market is crushing them over 10 years, and we want the opposite. See what it looks like in the last 5 years. Looks better. That's why I do different time horizons, get a real feel of the company that we want to invest in. 10 years, not all companies can just crush the market, decade after decade. There's some things that just happen, business cycles and debt structures, things of that nature that make it hard for business to always outpace the market. So we try to give a little flux and see what the story is. So in the last 5 years, it looks good. 2 years looks really good. In the last 6 months, we're lagging a little bit. Not a problem. We'll go ahead and look at the earnings, see what we can tell there. Okay, in 2017 is flirting with $3, 5.36, 5.28, and then 8. So really good. Not as consistent as we would like. $2, $2, but really good. Really good earnings. And the other thing we can do is check the cash situation, see what that's about. And the financials, cash flow. It's good if you, year after year, they just have increasing cash flow. So they went down a little bit. They were at 800,000, and they went down to 200,000. Now it's up a little bit, trailing 12 months. So all in all, they're good. I definitely put them on our list. And investigate that further. And this is a sheet that we set up for when we do these FinVid sessions. We go ahead and we'll add them to the list and track them. And then on Saturday, we'll review everything to this point and do a in-depth analysis and see what we want to do the following week. That concludes Polaris. Other than that, let's go to the next one. Next one is Mosaic Company. Their agricultural inputs, like agriculture, farming, and whatnot. We'll look at the website for a better detail of that. One of the world's leading crop nutrition companies. That's very important, you know, with the top layers of soil being removed, you know, the nutrients are being removed due to high production farming and whatnot. So that's a concern going forward. So maybe they have some of the answers helping the nutrients with in regards to the agriculture. We'll see how the market, how they compare against the market. Let's go out. 6 months looks good. Let's go out to a decade. Decade, they underperform. We like it the opposite way. See, 5 years, kind of even, kind of markets favoring there. See, 2 years. 2 years, they're doing really good. So maybe just had problems in the first 5 years getting started or what have you, but the last 2 years looks really good. They offer a dividend 2.2. PE is very good. The average PE is 14.17. That's obviously under 38. Their low was 31. So we're catching them on the low end. Their high was 57. So they have upside, which is nice. We'll look at the earnings and see what that's about. All these tools are free, by the way. You just have to put up with the ads. Okay, so let's see their earnings, $1.22 to negative. What we're looking for here is consistent earning growth. So obviously, if you go to $1 to -3, that's not very good. Then $1.76, $4.71, 10, 17. So overall, that picture kind of shows what we were seeing on the big charts, that the last 2 years has been really solid for them. And that's fine as long as they retain sustainable reliability. And right here, as you can see, you get $1.30, $1.11, which is good, and then boom, then we're at negative again, which is not good. And we're just at $10. So this is a company that just kind of all over the place. You know, it's very hard to predict, and therefore I'm just going to stay away from this one. We'll move on to the next one. So that was Mosaic. Next one is Alibaba. They're an online retailer. They do bulk. This is an example of these items are like 50, 69 cents. So the idea here is you can go ahead, buy these items in bulk, and then sell them. eBay, Amazon, in person, however you want to unload merchandise. But obviously, you know, these items to me look like you could possibly sell them. You know, if I was to buy this at Target, keychain that looks and is presented as nice as this, you know, $5, $6. So people have an opportunity here to buy in bulk and get a great item and sell it for a lot higher price. And we'll take a look kind of at their website. If you're not familiar with them, they do all different types of things. You can literally just type in anything. They're a worldwide Amazon, and most of the stuff does come from overseas, China, India, just because their production, they can produce items at a high quality and mass volume at a low rate. And some of the stuff, you know, we can't do that here in America, unfortunately. So you're looking at these type items here. So yeah, very interesting company. it'd be very hard to compete with that, and Amazon doesn't really compete with them, and neither does eBay. eBay somewhat more, but not quite to the extent as Alibaba. As you can see, they're struggling in the 2-year. See how they look in the 10-year at times. It looks good. They had a breakout, looks like midway 17 through 21. So 40% of the time you're doing good, and 60% of the time as an investor you're hurting. I like it, the opposite way where you're living good. Again, you're catching that. So I don't know what happened. It looked like 1721 was good, and then after 21. So the questions here are, will they get that back? Take a look at the earnings, see what that has to say. Annual earnings. So here you go. You're at $4. You're 255 to 4, 5, which is great. 8, awesome. 849, even better. And then what happens? See, like you got cut in half. And the investor, we hate that. You feel it, like it's unpleasant. And here this year, you have, let's see, 3, 440, maybe 6, which is still good. Overall, it's still good. It's just you're down for that little bit, and you have to know yourself as an investor. Can you stomach it? Or better yet, when it goes down, they have these poor earnings and the stock crashes. Can you put more money in, buy more shares to even you out? And that's really what you have to do for companies like this. So I think they're good enough. I'm going to put it on the list for further evaluation and see long term if I like it as an investor, or maybe I like it, but I need the company, right now it's what, $75. Maybe I like to be aboard the $68 train, something like that. Okay. All right, next company. We're looking at AMN Healthcare. I never heard of this company. Healthcare is definitely something that's an issue here in America, and it'd be nice if somebody stepped up and offered a decent way of getting treatment without, killing your bottom dollar. So AMN Healthcare Services, we'll go look at and take a look at their website. They strive, recognize most trusted, innovative, influential floors, helping healthcare organizations provide quality patient care. So they're helping healthcare organizations, make healthcare more human, more effective, more achievable. Okay. So that sounds okay. Five years, that looks pretty good. I like what I see there. Of all the companies, that one looks really good. Yeah, so that's what you're looking for, is a company just to dominate the market. So most of the time when you're investing, you're a very happy camper. And let's just see what they look as of late. 6 months, a little struggling there. Let's see the 2-year. Okay. So yeah, 8 years look good, and then they're losing touch slightly. 6 months was down slightly. Not a big deal. It's a low PE. Catch them at a pretty decent time. You don't get no yield. And if that's important to you as an investor to have the yield, and you want to reinvest the dividends, which I'm a big fan of, this company doesn't offer that yet. So it's something to keep in mind. But if you know that's what you need from a company, which is fine, that's fine. Then you can just pass on this one. There's enough companies out there to get what you as an investor want or what you desire or need. Okay, in 2017, they had $3, then it went down to 2, then went back up 6 to 9. So again, as an investor, you got to rough it out and stick it out during these tough times, and also add money, add more into the stock while it's crashing. So 2, 356, 5, good. Yeah, overall, I'm very impressed with this company. I'd like to check out their cash and see what that's like before adding them on my hot list. Again, AMN. And I personally, what I'll do is I'll call them because, like I said, healthcare is something that's really struggling. It's really needed here. So if it's something that they can offer something going forward, I'd be interested in that myself to see what that's all about. So 224, you got 3 times. It's a beautiful company. Okay. And then who knows, later on when they feel comfortable and confident, they might offer a dividend. They got enough cash on the side. Some companies love to help out the investor, and that's their #1 priority, some of them. And it's good to know that. AMN, beautiful. Okay. We have some good companies going forward for Saturday. Other than that, we'll check out the last one, INMD, Inmode. Inmode does treatments for the face and skin. There's a couple products listed. We'll take a look at their website. Results for your patients, treatments for face, body, skin, and women's wellness. They do providers and they do patients. So 2 sides of the business spectrum they cover there. We'll take a look at the numbers and conclude today's session. Okay, 2 years doesn't look good at all. Their PE obviously looks good. We're catching them at a great time. Their decade looks awesome. Maybe just broke out in that pandemic arena or area there. But yeah, this most of the time you're kind of hurting here. Okay, so it looks like to me they just had a really upstroke, 21 to 22. Let's see if that's reflected in the earnings. It's a real pivotal company, and for me to get on board, I don't quite understand what they do. I read it, but it would take more homework to get involved to put my money on the line. It's technology with healthcare, which is a good niche to be involved in, but I have to understand more about the business. Let's see, 14.41, $1.04, 203, $2. Really good, really consistent. $1.50 here. So I'm impressed with their earnings. That looks really good to me. So I will go ahead and check out their money. And then, like I said, if I put them on a hit list, I'll just have to do more research, call them, find out what they're all about, what they do. Yeah. See, if their cash was negative and going down, that would have been it for me. I wouldn't have put them on my list. But since they're retaining cash and it's going up 78 to 180, to me, they're doing something right. And when the companies are doing something right, I want to know more about them. So therefore, we'll put this on the list, and then tomorrow we'll get right back into it, look at what tomorrow brings in for us, and Saturday we'll do our recap. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining. Bye.